Well, we are getting some absolutely horrifying reports of the human rights violations that are taking place in China right now. You guys know that I talk about this quite frequently. I like to bring light to it. I like to bring attention to what China is doing to Christians. And now the reports that we are getting that they are ripping down the Ten Commandments in churches all over the country. I mean, some of these reports are just downright disturbing. There's even been fights. I mean, we're talking about church people that are willing to stand up to the government. One report in particular had Chinese government officials breaking in to one of these Christian churches, trying to forcefully remove the Ten Commandments from the wall. Reports were that some of the church officials tried to fight off the government, but the government just beat them to a bloody pulp. I mean, this is insanity. Now, I got to thank Bitter Winter. They are the religious liberty watchdog group that reports on all of these human rights violations. People there in China, the persecuted Christians, can talk to them, and of course, they don't give their identity or names away, nothing like that. And then Bitter Winter is reporting on what is going on there in China. Now, in some cases, the government is saying you'll just remove the first commandment, which of course is thou shalt not worship any other gods before me. Of course, Chinese government finds this offensive because they want you to worship them. They want you to worship their government. They want you to worship their president, Xi Jinping. In fact, even in some of these churches, in replace of the Ten Commandments, they are putting up pictures of the Chinese president himself and telling the churches, the congregation members, that you have to worship him instead. I mean, this is just absolutely sick. It's grotesque what they are doing here. Many of these churches, that's why so many of these Christians have gone underground to worship, because they live in fear of the government and what they're going to do for them. And even the churches that are actually approved by the government, they're called the Three Self Churches, they are under such heavy restrictions, it's almost like you're not even in a Christian church service when you are present for it. So disturbing reports continuing to come out here. We'll continue to pray for China, for all of the Christians in that country that are being persecuted on a daily basis by this government. I'll tell you this right now. This government will stand before God one day. You know, they're doing what they're doing right now. They're persecuting believers, but they're going to stand before the real, one and true God one day, and they're going to have to give an account for everything that they have done persecuting God's people. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, please consider giving them a like and a share. Also subscribing here if you are new. I greatly appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much for spending a couple of minutes of your day with me today. I'll be back with more. You guys take care. Please be safe out there. God bless each and every single one of you, and I will talk with you soon.